All right, today we're diving into one of the wildest and honestly most controversial scientific stories of the 20th century. We're talking about Wilhelm Reich and his incredible search for a universal life force he called Orgone.
So let's start with something you've probably experienced yourself. You ever close your eyes in a dark room and see those little floating lights, those shimmering blue dots and shapes? Yeah, we're all told that's just, an illusion. A little trick our brain is playing on us. But what if it wasn't a trick at all?
And this is exactly where our story kicks off. Because this scientist, Wilhelm Reich, he came forward with this totally radical idea. He believed those lights were not an illusion. He argued they were our own body actually perceiving a real biological energy flowing right through us.
And this one idea, it became the core of his entire mission. He was determined to tear down that wall we put up between a subjective feeling and objective reality. For Reich, if you could feel it, if you could perceive it, then it was part of a real, measurable, natural process. And boy, was he going to try to prove it. So, to take this idea out of the body and into the world, Reich built this ridiculously simple device he called the organoscope. I mean, it was basically just a hollow metal tube painted black on the inside. He wanted to see if this energy he thought was inside us was also, well, out there, everywhere. And when he looked through this tube at the clear blue sky, he saw something amazing. A constant flickering, these tiny points of light just dancing around in what should have been totally empty space. Now, to make sure this wasn't just some illusion in his own eye, he did something really clever. He put a magnifying lens on the end of the tube. And you know what? The dots of light got bigger. You can't magnify an illusion. That was it for him. This was a real, objective energy. And he even noticed it seemed stronger and more vibrant around living things like plants and grass.
Okay, so this discovery creates a whole new problem, right? If this energy is literally everywhere, filling all of space, how on earth do you isolate it? How do you get a pure sample of it to study? You'd have to figure out a way to trap it. So his next move was to build a Faraday cage. It's a metal box that's designed to block all outside electromagnetic fields. He got inside, put himself in total darkness, and just waited. And after about half an hour, something incredible started to happen. The darkness just wasn't empty anymore. He described this blue-gray mist filling the box, and inside of it, these blue-violet dots of light started appearing. Dots that, once again, he could magnify. He even saw a blue haze radiating from his own hands, his own body. The effect was so strong it actually irritated his eyes. And maybe the weirdest part? Fluorescent materials he'd left inside the box started to glow all on their own, like they were being charged up by something in the air. At this point, Reich is totally convinced this energy is real and that it can be concentrated. And that leads him to invent his most famous and most controversial device, the Orgone accumulator. This wasn't just a box to isolate the energy. This thing was designed to actively suck it in from the atmosphere and concentrate it. Now, the principle behind it was actually pretty genius in its simplicity. Reich believed that organic stuff, like wood or cotton, attracts and absorbs this energy. But metallic stuff, like steel, also attracts it, but then immediately reflects it away. So he built a box with alternating layers, organic on the outside to draw the energy in, and metal on the inside to bounce it back inward, basically trapping it and concentrating it more and more. So, okay. He believed he could see this energy and he could concentrate it. But the ultimate scientific question, the one that really matters, was still hanging out there. Could he actually measure it? Could he get hard, objective data? His first test? Super simple. Temperature. He put one thermometer inside his accumulator and another one just outside of it to get the normal room temperature. And the results were consistent day after day. The temperature inside the accumulator was always warmer than the air outside of it, somewhere between 0.2 and 1.8 degrees Celsius warmer. Now, Reich argued this wasn't just regular heat. He claimed it was the kinetic energy of all those concentrated orgone particles zipping around inside the box and hitting the thermometer, converting their motion into measurable warmth. But his next test, this is where things get really strange. He used an electroscope, which is a device for measuring static electricity. Now, normally, an electroscope discharges faster when there's more electrical charge or ions in the air. But inside the accumulator, the exact opposite happened. The charge leaked away much, much more slowly. To Reich, this was proof positive that whatever was in the box, it wasn't electricity. His theory for this was fascinating. He called it orgone pressure. Think of it like this.
Outside the box, the orgone pressure in the atmosphere is low, so the charge rushes out of the electroscope fast. But inside the box, it's packed with highly concentrated orgone, so the pressure is high. There's not much difference in pressure, so the charge just kind of slowly leaks out. It's like trying to pour water between two tanks that are already almost equally full. It just flows really slowly.
And this wasn't just some abstract measurement. He found he could actually use these readings of orgone tension to predict the weather. He saw that the tension was always at its highest on bright, sunny days, but it would take a sharp nosedive anywhere from 3 to 10 hours before it started to rain. From there, Reich's observations just got bigger, almost cosmic. He started using telescopes to look at distant landscapes, and he noticed that, separate from the wind, the whole atmosphere seemed to have this constant ripple, this wave-like pulse that was always moving from west to east. It was as if the entire planet was wrapped in this living, breathing energy field. But he had to bring it all back to his original hypothesis, right? That crucial connection between this universal energy and life itself. So for that, he built what was basically his ultimate device, the Orgone Energy Field Meter. It was designed for one single purpose, to provide the definitive proof. And the test results? They couldn't have been more black and white. When a living thing, like a human hand or a freshly cut leaf, was brought near the meter, a light bulb hooked up to it would glow brighter. But when he brought a dead or non-living object near it, a piece of wood, a long-dead fish, absolutely nothing happened. For Reich, this was it, the undeniable link. Living things emit a measurable energy field that dead things just don't. So, if this energy is the very thing that separates life from death, if you can actually concentrate it and measure it, then what is its true nature? Just how powerful is this stuff? In what might be his most stunning experiment, he puts a Geiger counter, for measuring radioactivity, inside a fully charged accumulator. And after a while, the counter starts clicking like crazy. It was detecting up to 100 counts per second, as if it were sitting next to a powerful radioactive source. And this led him to his final massive conclusion. Orgone energy wasn't just some passive background energy or a weird kind of heat. It was a powerful, active motor force, a force that was capable of doing actual mechanical work. He defined it as, and I quote, the source of power for a living organism to move itself. In his mind, he had found the fundamental engine of life itself, the physical force that takes inert matter and makes it alive. So there you have it. Wilhelm Reich followed a trail of clues that started with a simple sensation behind his own eyelids, all the way to what he claimed was the motive force of the entire universe. Mainstream science, of course, was never able to replicate his findings, leaving his entire legacy in question. So what was it? A revolutionary breakthrough that's been unjustly forgotten? Or the elaborate, compelling delusion of one single brilliant mind?